Result, when civil affairs offices reopened after the holiday, the number of people lining up for divorces exceeded those queuing up for free giveaways. Some believe the high divorce rate is due to the low cost of marriage for women.
离婚率越来越高，到底是什么原因？
I think the high divorce rate comes down to marriage being too easy for women. If women had to buy a house and a car before getting married, would they still talk about divorce so casually? If they had to pay the groom a dowry worth hundreds of thousands, would they still be so quick to bring up divorce? If women were the ones responsible for financially supporting the household after marriage, the divorce rate would be much lower. Right now, women receive a bride price when they get married and can still make money when they divorce. That's why they feel so confident about leaving. They have nothing to lose. But for men, we spend a fortune on the wedding, and when we divorce, we lose even more. It's really tough for us.
And apparently China is doing something I wish the United States would do, because I've been saying this for the longest. I think if they were to get rid of things like alimony and child support and things of that nature, I really think the marriage rates would go up and divorce rates would go down. However, it seems like from what I saw, because Manosphere's Highlight Daily reacted to this, apparently it's having the opposite effect, because now women don't have that safety net. What a shocker. Let's get into it. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So, got a video for you guys. It involves China apparently changing their divorce laws as a way to try to incentivize and make marriage look more desirable. However, it seems to be having the opposite effect, because now women are like, oh, I don't have that safety net. And it just only proves what we say in this space even further. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
看看现在离婚的要排队。
Right now, there's a long line for divorces, but not a single person waiting to get married.
我现在算是知道了，为什么结婚。
Now I understand why marriage doesn't require a waiting period, but divorce does. Look behind me. These are all people waiting to get divorced. Today is the 8th day of the Lunar New Year. The office opened at 9 a.m. and in just 2 hours, this is the scene. I came here to help a client transfer property ownership, and I saw this with my own eyes. Just look at the line. Everyone here is getting a divorce. So far, I've only seen one couple getting married.
During the 2025 Chinese New Year, an unexpected topic gained widespread attention. The phrase, "Did your family argue during the New Year?" dominated trending searches throughout the holiday, resonating with many people. Some shared that before seeing it online, they thought family arguments during the New Year were unique to their own households. The woman said,
I just saw New Year fights trending online. My first thought was, so it's not just my family. That actually made me feel a bit better. In my home, fights can break out over anything, from something as small as a chopstick falling on the floor, too much filling in dumplings, or even a child coughing, to something as big as the footballer Messi controversy or international conflicts. The new year is supposed to be a time of joy, but in reality, the more people gather, the more arguments happen. The reasons are endless. If you can think of it, it can probably start a fight. Even now, I don't understand. Getting together for the holiday isn't easy, so why do people end up arguing?
Among the most serious disputes were those between married couples. These conflicts were not limited to verbal arguments. Some escalated into physical altercations, including fights and overturned tables. As a result,
Man, them rooms look like a hurricane hit that shit. What the hell is going on over there? So y'all get angry and y'all just start breaking everything in the house? Dude, that's crazy work, bro. I ain't about to do all that now.
Result, when civil affairs offices reopened after the holiday, the number of people lining up for divorces exceeded those queuing up for free giveaways. Some believe the high divorce rate is due to the low cost of marriage for women.
离婚率越来越高，到底是什么原因？
I think the high divorce rate comes down to marriage being too easy for women. If women had to buy a house and a car before getting married, would they still talk about divorce so casually? If they had to pay the groom a dowry worth hundreds of thousands, would they still be so quick to bring up divorce? If women were the ones responsible for financially supporting the household after marriage, the divorce rate would be much lower. Right now, women receive a bride price when they get married and can still make money when they divorce. That's why they feel so confident about leaving. They have nothing to lose. But for men, we spend a fortune on the wedding, and when we divorce, we lose even more. It's really tough for us.
And that's a valid point because I've been saying that for the longest on this channel. I'm like, if the shoe was on the other foot, women would not be wanting marriage like they do. They all would want a prenup. I mean, look at the few women that are well off that had to pay child support or alimony, and they all in their feelings because, oh, this is whack because he's a man and he shouldn't be. But it's like the rules are the rules. So it's interesting to see, again, man, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, I kind of am because spending so much time in these Asian countries, I understand that they value family and whatnot a little bit more than Americans do. However, I know China is a big powerhouse. Definitely certain parts of the city have become more developed and modernized. And, you know, they probably are picking up a few Western ideologies as far as the women go as to why they're moving the way they move. Because just like you said, they have all the incentive in the world to break the contract just like they do in America. Which is why the last time I recorded to what was going on in China, it was a lot of guys over here like not even interested in marriage, and I see why. Let's keep it moving.
However, others argue that women choose to divorce because their husbands show little personal growth after marriage and fail to provide a stable life. One person commented,
为什么80%最美艳的女生都是离异的? Have you ever noticed that 80% of women in the beauty industry are divorced, and many of the most successful ones are also divorced? That includes me. I think the main reason is that women today are more independent. They've realized their value and unlocked their potential. And at some point, they start to see that the husband they chose isn't supporting them, isn't helping the family, and isn't taking responsibility for the household. Most women get married thinking they will take care of the home and family, but over time they realize their husband can't provide financial stability or fulfill his role. That's when they understand that relying on themselves is the only way to have a better life. So these women step up and start building careers. The more successful they become, the wider the gap with their husbands. And a lot of men can't handle having a wife who is more accomplished than them, so they try to bring her down. That's when divorce happens.
Stop the cap.
I'm sorry, but I think that's cap. Bro, she literally sounds just like these American women, these American boss babe chicks that saying the same thing. Oh, because I was here and then when I got up here, he tried to bring me down here, and it's nah, you ain't telling the whole story. Because let's be honest, a lot of y'all ladies, once y'all up, I'm like, y'all start thinking y'all can just talk them in any old kind of way. And I find it a bit strange that one of the main things that she was saying was that these men can't financially provide for the household. What is the purpose of you working and building your own career if I'm got to pay all the bills myself? It literally sounds like China is dealing with the same dating pandemic like we are in the West, where women want to be boss babes and make their own money, but they want a man to come in and sustain the lifestyle that they already built for themselves, or an even better one. And it's just like, man, what is the purpose of y'all even making money if you ain't gonna help contribute to the household financially, bro? It's just a waste of time. Let's keep it moving.
On February 1st, Chinese authorities announced that the new marriage law had officially taken effect. The key change in this law is a clearer definition of property ownership. In the past, divorce disputes often centered around the division of property purchased during marriage. A home, once seen as the foundation of a family during happy times, often became the biggest source of conflict when a relationship falls apart. The new law states that property is divided based on financial contribution. If a couple buys a home, ownership is determined by the proportion each person paid. If the husband paid for the home in full, the wife will not receive any share of the property in a divorce, even if her name is on the deed. Another common scenario involves parents purchasing a home for their son. Under the new law, such property remains entirely owned by the parents, with no claim from the spouse. The law also clarifies the status of personal property acquired before marriage. If one spouse fully paid for a home before the wedding and registered it in their name, it remains their personal property. Similarly, any property inherited or explicitly gifted to one spouse during the marriage is also considered personal property. In the past, many families of brides would insist on adding the wife's name to the property deed as a form of security and goodwill. While this could be a gesture of commitment in a strong marriage, it also led to disputes in cases of deception or short-lived unions. For men, the new law eliminates such conflicts and aims to prevent rushed or fraudulent marriages. For women, however, it significantly reduces the financial security marriage once provided. The idea that marrying well is better than living well, once prominent in China, is now considered outdated. The law also imposes stricter penalties on infidelity. If one spouse is found to have cheated, they may receive a smaller share of assets in a divorce, or in some cases, none at all. Following the law's enactment, many men have expressed strong support, while women have been far more critical.
What a shocker there, because it doesn't solely benefit them anymore. I find that amusing, bro. Like anything that solely benefits women, they all for it, bud. But when it comes to solely taking accountability for anything, they can't think of one damn thing. That's crazy. So this is one of the reasons why as much as I would love to see the United States make this exact same change, if this is how Chinese women are reacting to it, more than likely you're going to get the same reaction from American women. The only women that are probably not going to complain are the American women that actually got some money and got some motion. But for the most part, I'm like, most, if not at least majority of women in the West, they ain't going for this change. They're not. I'm like, I'm saying it's going to look more desirable for men, but because women no longer are going to have that safety net in divorce, if they do decide to get married, they're actually going to have to pick somebody that's good for them, not just, oh, he can provide financially. Especially, why would you sit over here and be thinking critical of it when you just said so yourself? I'm in the beauty industry and women here are unlocking their potential and building their careers and we have to do it for ourselves. Okay, then if that's the case, I come in with my resources, you come in with yours, and if we don't work out, we both leave with what we came in with. But see, women, that just goes to show you how greedy women are, because they don't even want to do that. They want to be able to come in and take yours and keep theirs. Crazy work.
Some argue that this law discourages women from getting married altogether, as marriage now offers fewer protections compared to remaining single. A widely shared comparison of the 2025 marriage law highlights two controversial clauses. The third article of the law states that after divorce, bride price payments must be returned, but dowries given voluntarily do not need to be refunded. The fourth article states that raising children is considered unpaid labor, effectively dismissing the value of women's contributions to marriage and family. Critics argue this provision has shattered any remaining hopes women had in the institution of marriage. Some social media users have analyzed the new marriage law and public reactions to predict 4 possible trends that may emerge after its implementation. First, bride price demands may rise, while marriage rates could continue to decline. Some women may even prefer cohabitation over legal marriage, as a marriage certificate now offers little security, and divorce has become increasingly difficult. Second, fewer women may choose to have children. Motherhood could mean becoming an unpaid caretaker who is undervalued, while property ownership and a child's surname typically go to the husband's side. If a woman is divorced, she could be left with nothing.
看最近的新婚姻法没有关于夫妻财产 Have you seen the new marriage law? It says that whatever money you earn is yours. What's yours is yours, and what's mine is mine. If her house was bought before marriage, it still belongs to the original owner after divorce, even if my name was later added to the deed. If the house was bought during marriage but paid for by the husband's parents, I wouldn't get a single cent after divorce. This means the traditional idea of men earning and women managing a household no longer applies.
Because y'all just sat up here and said that y'all unlock y'all potential and y'all making money now. Bro, what is it? Oh my God. I'll tell you, man. Ooh, now, bruh, I'm with 2K from that was on Anton Daniels' show. I'm all for it now. Maybe it's time to take away women's rights to work and be able to provide for themselves, man. I'm like maybe they'll appreciate that shit a little bit more if it was just taken away from them. Because to sit over here and say you want that but still want to hold men to a traditional standard is just wild to me. And not to say that women didn't work back in the day, because they did, but like, let's keep it a buck. It was far less expensive and more tangible for men to be able to provide fully financially back then compared to now. Let's keep it moving, man. This is
The law doesn't care how much housework I do, how many years I spend as a stay-at-home wife, how many kids I have, or how much I sacrifice for the family. It only protects the person with financial assets. So no matter how much money my husband makes, if we get divorced, I won't get a penny. After learning about this law, I lost all motivation. I don't feel like cleaning, washing clothes, or taking care of the kids. Why? Because none of that counts. If I worked as a nanny, I could make 5,000 to 6,000 yuan a month. But right now, I have no job and no income. And no matter how much I do, it won't mean anything. So don't call me lazy anymore. You can take care of the kids, cook your own meals, and wash your own clothes.
Third,
look like China about to have a single pandemic.
financially independent women may avoid both marriage and cohabitation altogether. Those who want children might turn to IVF or surrogacy to have higher quality offspring, opting for relationships without legal commitment. This could fundamentally disrupt the traditional family structure in China. Finally, gender tensions may escalate, and the trend of avoiding marriage could intensify. Men who are seen as less desirable in terms of looks, status, or wealth may remain single. If marriage no longer provides financial security, status, or control over a child's surname, some argue there is little incentive for women to get married.
现在啊，最可怕的不是90后不生孩子，也不是00后。
Right now, the real concern isn't that Gen Z isn't having kids or that younger generations are avoiding marriage. The bigger issue is that even people in their 40s are now supporting their children's decision not to get married or have kids. Especially after the new marriage law took effect on February 1st, more people will likely choose to remain single, especially women. This should serve as a wake-up call. Relying on others is never as secure as relying on yourself. To put it simply, the core of the new marriage law is that assets belong to their original owner. Even if a property is transferred during marriage, it's not considered joint property. No matter how much effort a spouse puts into the household, if they don't have their own income, they will receive nothing after a divorce. For women, financial independence is the only real security. No matter how great the passenger seat is, nothing beats being in control of the wheel yourself.
But what's sad is that y'all are so fixated on getting that security from divorces. This is the reason why they're implementing the rule in the first place. You look at every woman they interviewed that's complaining about this rule. The only thing they're thinking about is divorce, 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 divorce. This is why they're implementing it, because it incentivizes y'all to divorce. Y'all are more incentivized to divorce than rather than stay in a relationship. And y'all want to blame it on bullshit ass reasons when we only hearing y'all side of the story. Because when you ask men, most of the time, y'all talk down to men once y'all start making money. Let's keep it a buck. I've seen this with my own eyes, and it's happened to me. You feel me? And it wouldn't surprise me if China ain't even any different, especially considering how westernized y'all seem to be becoming, especially the women. I mean, just listen to the women in this video, bro. They literally sound like the women in America. Anyway, I'll go ahead and leave the link to this because it's like almost 20 minutes long, and I don't want to make this video too long. But please let me know what you thought about this, all right? If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.